Hello, Nancy here, and welcome back to another episode of Entrepreneur Rescue Mission. So, we're going to dive right into today's topic, which is really expanding, right? This month, I'm really talking a lot about using LinkedIn and building your personal brand and creating content that is going to help you attract the right audience and really be able to teach you some tips how you can use LinkedIn most effectively. And today we're really digging into content, specifically the different types of content that you can create on LinkedIn. As a health insurance broker, coach, consultant, someone who's looking to attract clients. So, LinkedIn is, and I'll just kind of start by saying it is probably one of the best social media platforms to focus on if you are a health insurance broker. Why? Because LinkedIn is the place to go if you want to connect with businesses, with professionals, with people who are looking to, learn and grow their business. Okay. So it's a perfect platform to do that, where you look at other platforms like Facebook, Instagram, right? In fact, Scott, my husband, who's LinkedIn expert, always says those are like the barbecues of social media, right? It's more so people sharing, their personal things and family events and things like that. Whereas LinkedIn is where people specifically go, right, to learn more things and to connect with more people from a business sense. So it's a perfect place to go. And so today we're really going to be breaking down, what health insurance brokers and other coaches and consultants, right, can how they can break down their content each week on LinkedIn to help not only build your client base, but to also build that know, like, and trust, right? The book, just to give an example, Fanatical Prospecting. I'm not sure the author, but it's a really great book. It's a few years old at this point, but Fanatical Prospecting talks about social media in the sense of it's not like it's this place where we're going to post a couple videos or whatever, and people are just going to come bursting down our door. That's not what happens, right? We're using social media to build that familiarity, that know, like, and trust, to show that we're real people and that we know what we're talking about, right? Think about when you go to hire someone, you do a little research, right? You probably go into Google and you type in and you do a little research on who that person is or what their company is all about. Well, the same goes for, companies that you're potentially going to be working for. And so when people search you, you want to have your best foot forward. And so that's what I want to share is, what types of content can you create on LinkedIn and post each week to really help achieve that goal, right? To be seen as an expert, to build that know, like, and trust, and really make LinkedIn work for you and your business. So I'm going to talk about tip one, okay, which is the first piece of content that you can focus on for your business and for your efforts on LinkedIn. And that is the weekly newsletter. Okay. So, newsletter, if anyone is not familiar with the term, it's just kind of like a fancy way of saying like LinkedIn article. It's the same concept. And when I say article, it's almost like a blog style post, which is a long form piece of content on a specific topic. Well, LinkedIn over the years, they actually evolved into creating not just articles, right? You can create articles all day long, but you can now create a newsletter, which is basically that place where you post all of your articles. And that newsletter is something where people can subscribe to make sure they're up to date and able to read your latest article. So I always tell people newsletter, as it pertains to LinkedIn, don't think of like a weekly like email newsletter. It's actually like featuring your article, right? Whatever topic you're posting on in that article format. But LinkedIn gives you the ability with newsletters to give you a little extra bells and whistles, right? So what happens is when you post that article as a newsletter, LinkedIn will send some notifications to anyone who's subscribed to the newsletter. So they'll send a little notification on the actual app. They will also send an email that says, "Hey, have you read the latest post, in this newsletter?" So it will give you, right, some extra little things. And then also LinkedIn, based on what your newsletter is all about, it'll help push it out there for you. It'll help you grow it. In fact, I had a client that created a newsletter, specifically to help and work. They were health insurance brokers, but they wanted to help with big companies. And, they wanted to create content that really resonated with their industries and companies that they worked with. And so the newsletter was very much geared to talking and communicating to those people. And so in their description, they put what it was all about. LinkedIn pushed that out there for them. And now they have well over 2,000 subscribers, which is pretty darn awesome. And again, it's not a whole lot of effort that went into it. I mean, I have well over 2,000 subscribers, and I promise you, I have not been pushing out my newsletter. LinkedIn's been doing it for me, which is pretty cool. So with the weekly newsletter, what you can do is you can, in fact, sequentially, how I kind of create my content, such as this video, I first start by writing the newsletter. Okay, so I'll kind of break it down into points, key points and key topics, and I'll write my newsletter. Now, I might use AI, like something like ChatGPT or Claude.ai, which is another AI that helps you write a little bit more human-like. I might kind of take what I've put together and then have it do like an extra little, tightening up as far as the SEO and making sure that everything looks nice and it's very engaging. So you can absolutely use the tools that are out there, but don't just, post it and, I don't know, like don't do anything else, right? You can use that article, you can use that newsletter like that you've already written up to build on the rest of your content for the week. So when you start, okay, with the weekly newsletter, again, you could do like 5 questions to ask before choosing a healthcare plan, or, Medicare enrollment mistakes that could cost you lots of money, or, whatever it might be, that could be the topic. And then what you can do is move on to the next piece of content that you create, which is a quick hit video, right? These are quick little videos. Okay. They don't need to be Hollywood production. They don't need to be like anything wild and crazy. In fact, this is me on Zoom. In fact, the way that I'm showing you the different slides here, it's an app that you can get for free on Zoom called Prezi. And so literally you just search, click on apps, search for Prezi video for Zoom, and then you can add slides and images to your videos, right? It's a quick and easy way to do that. But you want to film a 2 to 5 minute video. Again, could be the same topic you covered in your newsletter, but it could be, again, you're sharing a little bit more of your personal story. You're kind of elaborating a little bit more, just like I'm doing right now. But the video allows people to really learn more about you, allows you to showcase and kind of create that connection, that trust, that familiarity. And they know kind of how you are as a person. I have a couple clients that are so funny. And it's so fun to see them on camera because they have great banter back and forth. And, they're so fun. And it really shows up in their videos how fun they are to work with. And so I know, there's a lot of people who can be very kind of stuffy and serious, in the industry. But, it's really cool to put yourself out there in that way because you want to attract people who are a good fit for you, right? Who are really going to resonate and, obviously be the best fit as well. So the next, tip that I am sharing is engagement driving polls. Okay. So what I mean by that is you can take the same topic that, again, you created the article or the newsletter about. Could be, again, we could do 5 questions to ask before choosing a health plan. You did a video, could be the same topic or reworded slightly. You could do 3, tips on how to, choose your health plan. Well, the poll could be something related to that. And I actually do like to use ChatGPT or AI to help come up with poll ideas because you can just ask it, come up with a very simple LinkedIn poll that's super easy, for people to answer. And it's based on this topic. Okay. And I know it would probably pump out something like, what are your biggest struggles when it comes to choosing a health insurance plan, or, as an HR, what are the most difficult, XYZ, right? So you come up with the poll question, and poll questions can be super, super awesome because it gives you the ability to create engagement. Okay. Meaning somebody could vote and, share their comments and the, post below. It gives you that door where they've now opened it and said, oh yeah, I really struggle picking my health insurance plan. I wish it was easier. That gives you the ability to say, oh my gosh, thank you so much for sharing your feedback. This is what I do. I would love to connect and help you out with that, if there's anything that I can do. it gives you that ability to open that door. And polls can be very, very effective when you actually do it in different groups. So, for example, if you're part of an HR group or, certain industry group, you can actually post the poll in there and say, hey guys, it's open enrollment season, it's happening. I would love to hear your thoughts on this. You post it, you get lots of engagement. And then again, that's a connecting point for you to be able to open that door and start having some conversations. Okay. You could just respond, in the comments, you can connect with them. There's lots of things that you can do. So just another tip there. Now, the next tip, okay, is theme your weeks. Okay. I said it before, I'll say it again. A lot of people overthink this whole process. They think that, oh my goodness, well, I talked about this on Monday. I've got to talk about something completely different on Wednesday. Guys, no. Okay. You could talk about the same darn thing for the entire month. Okay. There are still going to be people who don't see your content. It is so important for you to, again, establish authority and your thought leadership in this area. Build the know, like, and trust. You could talk about the same darn topic all month. Okay. You can share it in different ways and people are still going to get something different from it. But when you share a theme throughout the week, which again could be the questions to ask before choosing a healthcare plan, and everything is related to it, right? Your poll question, your newsletter, your video, you're reiterating, right? That same point, you're further tacking on additional learnings. And again, the majority of your audience won't even see some of your posts. So it's important to kind of get it out there and have people digest it in the ways that they usually like to digest things. Some people are readers, some people are watchers, some people, don't do either and they just kind of scroll. And again, seeing you posting that helps give reassurance that you kind of know what you're talking about. So actually, yeah, that's it. So those were the 4 tips that I really wanted to highlight, and kind of keep it simple, right? So if you're not doing a newsletter currently, do a newsletter, right? If you want to learn more about how to actually start a newsletter, check out Scott Aaron. He's my husband. He posts lots of different things, but does a really nice tutorial on how to do that. Number 2, quick hit videos, right? Those quick little simple videos that you can do to share some little nuggets and key takeaways. And again, share the stories so people can get to know you. Share those polls, create that engagement, right? Start conversation. Don't just leave it there, right? Like reply to people who actually comment on your content. So that is a good place to get started. If you need help or support with content, okay, creating content, scheduling content, coming up with ideas, posting consistently each month, that is exactly what we do. So definitely please visit BYOBagency.com. Again, that's BYOBagency.com. And please make sure to subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, or if you're listening to the podcast, hit subscribe there and like and follow for additional content on how to grow your business, especially using LinkedIn.